Welcome to Reform the LA Way. I'm Mónica García, and on today's show, we are highlighting the best practices of a successful school. The school is Roosevelt High School, School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, otherwise known as STEM. Joining me to discuss the best practices at STEM and how they are improving student achievement are Principal Silvia Tovar, Coordinator Adriana Trejo, and Teacher Emmy Kang. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
So please share with me, what makes STEM such a special place?
Definitely that it's a safe place where students can learn and grow. Not only students, but every member of the learning community, there's a safety there to be a learner and to grow. Whether you're a student, a parent, a teacher, administrator, office staff, the expectation is that we're all learning together.
Beautiful. Ms. Trejo?
Just to go along with that as well, I think it's a place that's given all of us an opportunity to grow. As a teacher, I taught for 10 years before I stepped out of the classroom to do the coordinator position. I had never done it before, any of the things I'm doing now, but all the teachers, Ms. Tovar has been extremely supportive. The students all know that you're working really hard and that our goal is the same. All of us just want to have them succeed. We want the parents to be part of the journey, and they're there. They go to our meetings and they ask us, what do you need? You know, we're here. I think it's been a collective effort, and our goal is the same, to have the students succeed and continue with their education.
Beautiful. What is our teacher perspective?
I think as a teacher, it's been a pleasure to work with a group of people that are so committed and dedicated and willing to put in the time and the hours and the work that's required to achieve success with our students. So it's having that staff, that very committed and dedicated staff, that I feel contributes a lot to.
So large Roosevelt, underperforming, it was gone through different versions of reinventing itself. Some people would say this is not possible. What have you seen about our students at Roosevelt that makes you confident we could do better?
I've been at Roosevelt for 12 years. I've been through a lot of these changes. I've been through houses, I've been through academies, I've been through lots of changes. I think one of the things that has made STEM successful with, and maybe more so than some of the other reforms, is we have a group of teachers who's managed to create the same goal. And like Ms. Kang says, it's a group that's dedicated, that's passionate, and that believes that our students are all capable of doing everything we expect from them. Now, we do understand that we probably have to put in some extra hours, that the students have to put in the extra time, but every single one of the people on the team, including Mrs. Tovar, are there. Extra hours are there whenever the students need it, whenever the parents are asking for the time. We all share that same vision, the same belief that our kids can, and we will get them there, no matter what it takes. And I think that in a smaller group, we've been able to find the right blend of people to work together. It's hard to manage to do that, and I think we've been able to do that with STEM. Not sure what the magic is.
There's definitely a sense of efficacy in the group, knowing that we don't have to look outside of ourselves to find that success and to be able to motivate our students. And that has spilled over into the students. The students are the same kids across the board, but when you instill in them that sense of efficacy, you can do it. If you set your mind to it, there isn't anything that you won't achieve. And I recently got a text from one of our grads from 2 years ago, and it was a picture of steel. And I said, what are you saying, that I'm tough? And he said, no, you taught me. STEM taught me that when things get tough, I have to keep going. and I have to believe in myself. So to hear that, it's very rewarding, and it's a affirmation that the work that we do will matter to our kids, and it does change lives.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speak a little bit of how you focused on science, engineering, technology, math. How did you come to have that as your theme?
I'll let Adriana speak to that, because she's part of the group of teachers that wanted a STEM school in the Boyle Heights area, that believes wholeheartedly that this is an area that our students are definitely underrepresented in, and that we need to bring this to our community. So,
prior to being the coordinator, I was a math teacher. So I had taught math for 10 years. I was also the MES advisor since 2007, along with Mr. Hernandez, one of our other teachers. We had a program after school with the first year we started with 6 kids. So the second year it grew to about 80 kids. We had a large number of students that were looking for a place to go where they would be able to go to competitions, learn more about the STEM fields. So the MESA program is the Math Engineering Science Achievement. It's a nationally recognized program that was at Roosevelt in the past, had lost its advisors, and then we brought it back. So it's students who didn't necessarily fit in to other areas of the school, that weren't necessarily participating in athletics, that had good grades but didn't really have a place to go. So our classroom in the art building at the time became the place for those students every Thursday after school. And slowly our program continued to grow. When the opportunity came to propose a theme for a small school, Mr. Hernandez and I pitched the idea to some of the other teachers on campus and said, we know there's a need. We have students from all over campus who are interested in this. Nationally, we have a need for students in the STEM field. Our country needs to produce more.
Yes.
So that's how it came about. And then slowly, it kind of, people just started saying, yes, we agree with you. This is something that we want to believe in. We partnered with Cal State LA for many years for our MESA program, and they've been very supportive, and we've participated in other programs with them that target the Boyle Heights community for the STEM fields. And we've managed to partner up with Great Minds in STEM for STEM Up. They've come to our school. We have students competing in an international bridge competition this weekend, actually, in Chicago.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
It's amazing the things that our children achieve when you believe in them. And yes, we have 2 young men representing Los Angeles Unified in Chicago on Saturday. Carlos Meneses and Eric Barrales will be representing LAUSD in the International Bridge Building Competition, and that wouldn't be possible without the support of a matrix that allows for an engineering class. Last year, we were able to fit 1 engineering class. And this year we have 2 engineering classes using the curriculum from Cal State LA and the partnership that our teachers have with the MESA program. So we go to competitions, and now our kids are like, hey, we can do this. We're sweeping the glider competition. We're going to Chicago to demonstrate that our kids are amazing and can build amazing bridges. And that's literally and figuratively too, because with the things that are happening at STEM and the dedication of the staff, we're showing our kids the world and opening that world to them.
It's been throughout the years, I've seen the students' confidence grow as they go to these competitions. Initially, they were the very quiet group in the gym at Cal State LA who, was afraid of what was to come. We were competing against schools not within LA Unified, so they were a little afraid. As the years have gone on, we've gone to competitions and taken prizes home, and our students are very proud. They're excited. Now they go to competitions confident, knowing that they can do what it takes. We've competed in the Solar Cup program. We did it for 4 years. Built a boat out of basically pieces of wood, had our students learn to drive a boat, had never been in a boat. Some of our students had never been camping. You know, these are the kinds of things that we've been able to do with STEM and with the support of a staff and of the community who wants that.
And Ms. Kang was part of a group of kids that went to the International Bridge Competition last year.
In Las Vegas.
So
What was that like for you?
It was a really interesting experience because it was all of our first time going. Myself and another teacher and the 2 students that were representing LAUSD. And it just, after the competition, we had the kids especially had a sense of accomplishment, even though, you know, we placed, I don't know, I think it was 20th place, but it was an international competition and it was the first time. There was still a sense of accomplishment and pride that we actually went, we did this, and hey, you know, that wasn't so bad. We can do it better next time. They learned, you know, a little bit from the competition because, you know, there are other things that are that are involved with that, and I'm sure that this year it'll be even better, and they'll be a lot more confident, like Ms. Trejo says every year. That, you know.
I think it's wonderful that you've developed a relationship with Cal State LA, which is really our neighbor in Boyle Heights. I mean, it's less than 5 miles away, and we have a lot of our teachers who come from Cal State LA, and to hear our kids, our students feeling not intimidated or having that confidence that, yeah, I belong at a college, that is a wonderful piece of the culture, right? The culture that you're building.
And to show them that the statistics that are written about are only that. They're statistics, and we are in charge of changing that, and that they're a critical part of doing that. In these competitions, in the colleges and universities that they're getting into, they come back and they say, we are the minority. We need to change this. We're going to come back. We're going to change this. So there's an increased awareness of who they are in society, and that Latinos are underrepresented in the STEM fields, and that we need to do something about it. But they also know that they're as good or better than anybody else that they're competing with.
That is wonderful. We'll be right back with my guests to delve in deeper of the work being done at Roosevelt High School right after this KLCS News Brief.
We're here today at Miller Children's Hospital for the debut of Aquarium Live. It's a live interactive broadcast that we bring to Miller Children's Hospital. Kids at their bedsides as well as in the playrooms here can watch the program, learn about marine life, learn about how we take care of our animals, and also get a chance to call in with several games that we have to make it a little bit more fun and interactive.
Good morning and welcome everybody to Aquarium Live. I'm your host, my name is Alicia, and I'm joining you from the Aquarium of the Pacific just down the street here in Long Beach. So welcome to our live show. We have some exciting things planned for you today. Being a live show, we have an opportunity to have you call in and participate with us as we play some games today.
So having a wonderful show like this for the pediatric patients here really just brightens their day. And actually not just the pediatric patients, but the families too. It really, you could see by the moms and dads that were here too. It brightens their day. It does get monotonous being in the hospital, even though we do have the playroom and we have activities for them, but to have something special like this special show, and also the fact that it's live, that it's not just a video that they're watching from the aquarium, but they're actually able to call in and talk to Alicia and answer the questions. Really makes it fun for the kids and extra special. And it serves as a fantastic distraction for them from just the doldrums of hospital life, and really helps to make a positive day for the kids while they're here in the hospital. And that's really what we're all about. We want to try to make this as positive as possible for them.
So along with the live broadcast that we do twice a month, we also have volunteers and staff from the Aquarium Pacific come with arts and crafts, as well as live animals that we can bring. Like today we brought our live jellies within a jelly roll.
Did you know that they've been on the planet since before dinosaurs?
Go bite?
No bite. No bite. Do you want to touch this? Feel how cold the water is?
So there are a few animals that we can bring with us, but also biofacts, so shark jaws and shells and things like that. So along with the live program, we also have a live presence here at the aquarium, mostly in the child life rooms. We do what we can. It's an ongoing partnership, and it's been something that's been fruitful and really positive for quite some time.
Welcome back to Reform the LA Way as our conversation continues regarding the best practices at Roosevelt High School's School of Science, Technology, Engineering, Math, otherwise known as STEM. So tell me about the math program at Roosevelt STEM. What have you found to be successful?
One of the things that we do is encourage our students to take more than is typically recommended. So although A through G only requires a certain number of years, we ask our students to continue taking math. One of the things that we did differently at STEM than some of the other schools on campus was require our students to take Algebra 1 in 9th grade if they needed that. So we looked at CST scores, we looked at periodic assessments, we looked at their grades from 8th grade, and we made recommendations as to what students needed to take Algebra 1. We've also been working with ELAC, with the Jaime Escalante program, very closely. We've offered courses for our students for the last, well, for many years, but for STEM in particular for the last 3 years. We've had about 100 students participate in the program every summer. They take a full year of math and come back ready to move on. So we have students that are coming in or finishing up through Calculus BC and statistics within STEM. So there's a big push to get our students to do more rather than less.
How beautiful. And you were sharing a little bit that there's a differentiation strategy?
Right. So we don't track our students to say, okay, all of you are going to you have to take these classes. So based on their needs. So in some cases it is Algebra 1 that they have to take. Some of them come in at pre-calculus or calculus in 9th grade. And we make sure that the teachers work with them in class. They do look at the benchmarks throughout the year and differentiate the instruction based on that. All of our math teachers have tutoring after school. They stay with them, and we have students who will stay almost every other day to make sure that they're understanding and that they're getting the instruction that they need after school.
So you offer extra support and the students take advantage of that
Right.
extra support?
Yes.
And
Wow.
there's a strong focus on data. Our teachers are data crazy, and they use it. So when the periodic assessment comes around or benchmarks different things, they take that information to adjust, to reteach, and students are given the opportunity with every test, every exam, to retake any problems that they missed and to improve their grade. So there isn't this finality. If you fail a quiz, if you fail a test, you can always improve. And there's always that opportunity to do it over. Here's what you got wrong. This is what you need to learn. Learn it. We'll help you in the after-school tutoring. You come back, you take the test. You've earned a better grade. And we don't punish our kids for not knowing. We teach them what they need to know and then give them an added opportunity to demonstrate that. And that's incredibly motivating to our kids. They want to do better. They want to learn and they want to be given the opportunity. So we keep the subject alive. Our teachers keep the subject alive because there's always that opportunity to grow and do better.
Wow. I like that strategy of, it sounds like a commitment to success for kids.
Yes.
That's what I heard.
Yes.
They want to learn and they want to meet your expectations. So you have to have that high expectation set for every single one of your kids.
And is this
in your
something
room.
present for all the teachers at STEM?
Well, I think all the teachers, we all bought in to this. There's buy-in from everyone. So if I'm setting a certain standard in my room, I know that Mrs. Trejo is setting, has that same standard in her room. And as long as it's consistent across the board, the kids will then respond to that.
And I'm told your biology class is something pretty special.
It's a lot of fun in there. That's the same sort of expectation I have for all my kids in my room. And I think in 9th grade, we give the opportunity to every kid to take biology instead of ICS. What is this called? ICS?
Integrated science?
Yes, in its integrated science class. I think you can have a 9th grader take biology, any 9th grader, and have them do well. Because I've seen that success in my classroom. So.
And I think part of that, and going back to something that Emmy was saying, that buy-in and that collective effort to move students forward, as a school, we've focused on academic vocabulary and the use of it in the classroom and having students articulate their learning. So the expectation is that you will know the academic vocabulary for your subject matter, and you will use that academic vocabulary to articulate what's happening in your brain, what learning, and we communicate that to our students, and it's an expectation.
That's part of the culture.
That is part of the culture, and that's teacher-driven. They came up with the list of words that every subject should have. They have tests that they administered through advisory, and there's a shared responsibility for making sure that this happens.
And so as we move through LA Unified's effort to continue to improve the quality of schools teaching and learning, what would you say to other teachers who perhaps are thinking our new contract allows schools to submit their own plan, right? A group of teachers we're seeing that happen. What advice do you have for them?
I think it's primarily having a passion for what it is that you're trying to do. In our case, in our group, it was the need for STEM, and not all of our teachers are STEM driven per se, but they've all, like Ms. Kang said, we all believe that this is working and that our students are being successful, and we work together and we work at it every day, and we haven't given up yet. There are challenges, and there will continue to be challenges, but I think that's part of our job as educators, is to continue to go past those challenges and to demonstrate to our students that it is possible to have these type of schools.
And it's about identifying a belief system, and believe me when I tell you that, and they can attest to it, there are days that are really tough and that you don't know how you're going to take the next step, but it's taking that next step. And no matter what challenges arise or what difficulties come about, we stick together as a group and know that the power of STEM is in its people. That's the magic, and Ms. Trejo, Adriana brought it up. What is the magic? And the magic, I'm convinced, is the people. From clerical, the students, parents, just everybody. There's this shared belief that we can and we will.
I guess I can say that, again, what I was saying is everyone needs to be on board. Follow that passion, whatever passion it may be. And yeah, I think just stick it out even when times get tough and keep moving forward.
You know, and across the country, we're seeing schools trying to figure themselves out. We're seeing districts trying to deal with whatever budget issues we have. We have a bigger absence of success for particularly students of color and students of poverty. And so we are a system that needs to change. And every time we get together to talk about what works for kids, it really is a reflection of a belief system, of teachers working together, of people willing to put themselves out and be leaders. And so I guess I could just, if we would hear students talk about your school, what do they say?
There's definitely a sense of pride. They say, you know, so-and-so's not better than us. We can do it. We can be just as good. And they walk around with pride. There's a feeling of a family, and that's what they say. We are a family. STEM is a family, and there is that belief that they can go to any one of us, and they know that their social and emotional well-being is part of who they are and part of what we do for them, as well as the academic. We just had a professional learning session yesterday, and we talked about that. And there wasn't a teacher in the room that didn't say that this is something that we tend to, you know. Everybody said we tend to the social emotional, and the kids feel it, and they'll tell you, STEM is a family, and families stick together and work through the good and the difficult, and we stick it out.
I think one of the other things that you'll hear is that we hold them accountable. They know that no matter what, we're going to hold them accountable, whether it's for the academics, what they're doing in the classroom. We're going to ask, why didn't you do your homework?
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. We're going to hold ourselves accountable. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for joining us. If you want to learn more about the reform efforts taking place at the LAUSD or to contact me, visit lausd.net. As we continue to reform our schools in order to create the best educational opportunities for our students, it requires all of us to do our part. I'm Mónica García. Together we will reform education, achieve 100% graduation, and make the LAUSD the best school district in the nation.